Hey guys, welcome back to BCMN Bracketology. Today we're going to be going over the Big Ten Conference Tournament and we're going to be making our picks for them. Thank you guys so much for the support on recent videos. We really appreciate all the likes and especially those comments. We really appreciate you guys who agree with us and those who don't agree with us. We really like having that discussion. If you guys have any future ideas for a video, a different conference tournament you want us to go over, maybe one that's not as common as these Big Ten, Big East, ACC, Big 12, Pac-12, SEC, or even a team you want us to go over, maybe like a best case scenario for them. If you're enjoying our content, please consider dropping a sub. It's free, and it really helps us out in the long run. Now let's get into this video. So the first game, we got Northwestern, Minnesota. Northwestern, surprisingly, they've been playing great recently, and Minnesota, on the other hand, has been playing absolutely terrible. I think they've lost 7 straight games. One of those being to Northwestern. And Northwestern, although they're 9-14 and have a much worse schedule, 3 of those wins were just in the past 3 games. They've won 3 straight against Minnesota, Maryland, and Nebraska. And the game against Minnesota and Nebraska, those aren't impressive wins, but the one against Maryland, they had a very impressive showing, and I think Northwestern could actually pull a run in this Big Ten tournament.
Yeah. And next, maybe they will make a run. Ohio State versus Northwestern. No, they're not going to make a run. While Ohio State has lost 4 in a row and Northwestern has lost 3 in a row, Ohio State has much more talent in Dwayne Washington's. And I don't know. I think the Patel twins have been really good recently. They're just going to outmatch them, Northwestern, by a lot. Boo Booey can't do anything. Is not going to be able to do anything with that defense. They're not going to win this game.
Yeah, so now we got Maryland versus Michigan State. Maryland, a couple weeks ago, I thought they were going to be a tremendous March Madness team. They beat Rutgers and they won a couple more. They were playing incredible basketball, but recently I think they've lost 2 straight, and one to Northwestern and one to another inexcusable game. Michigan State, on the other hand, they've been so surprising come the end of the season. They've got wins against Illinois, Ohio State, and Michigan. They are one of the worst away game basketball teams in the nation. But in this Big Ten tournament, I could see them kind of getting a groove. And if they're able to win this one, I could see them making a very far run. I think Rocket Watts has been just incredible recently, and a bunch of other guys have been stepping it up. And I think Tom Izzo is not going to allow them to lose the first game in this tournament.
Yeah, I agree. Also, Langford has been playing amazing as well. Anyway, next, Purdue, Ohio State. Both teams have been – actually, no. Ohio State has not been playing great. Purdue's been playing really good. I think there's a big outlier on this game. A couple years ago, I think 2018, there was this team named UCF. They had this guy named Taco Fall. He was so big in their run, winning against UCF in the first round and almost beating Zion and Duke. Purdue has that guy in E-Day. Once again, he played great against Indiana a couple of days ago. He's looking really good. I think Purdue's going to pull out this game.
So now we got Michigan State, kind of a rematch from yesterday, and this is going to be an incredible game yet again. Michigan won the first one. Michigan State won the second one. They're even when they're both at home. I think this is going to be yet again another great game. In the Michigan State game, the first time we started seeing Michigan State starting to get a groove of Michigan's defense, and we kind of saw that in the second game. They were really in rhythm. Aaron Henry was playing incredible. Rocket Watts, phenomenal player, and what was most important in that game is Michigan State's bench was overpowering Michigan's. Michigan's kind of not collapsing. I thought that Illinois game was a lot more scary for them than it really was, and people were like, "Oh, it's just a little error against a great team." Illinois didn't have Io. I thought it was a scary game considering they lost by 23 at home to Illinois without their best player, and then they lost to Michigan State. I'm going to take Michigan State here as an early upset in this Big Ten tournament.
Yeah, I agree. Just a little to add to that. Like we said in other videos, Michigan State. You would want, since they're not as good of an away team, you want them to play another game earlier. So I think it really benefits them that they play Maryland earlier, and if they get that win, it's gonna benefit them a lot. All right, we got Penn State, Nebraska. Obviously, Nebraska did beat Rutgers a couple weeks ago, so that was a very good win. They also lost to Northwestern the other day, but Northwestern has been heating up a little bit. Penn State has played the last 2 games. They played Minnesota and Maryland. Beat Maryland, which was a really good win for them, and beat Minnesota. Nebraska is the worst in the conference at this point. Maybe Minnesota right now, but usually they're pretty bad. And Penn State is very solid. They were in the bubble a couple weeks ago, so we're going to go with Penn State.
Yeah, so now we got Wisconsin, Penn State. And Wisconsin, they've shown they really can't beat those elite level teams. In 5 of their last, I think 6, I think they've lost 5 of their last 6, 5 of those all being ranked games, and 3 of them were at home. They could not pull away with a single one of those. All pretty close games, actually. I thought they had a great showing against Iowa, but they still came short. Great showing against Purdue, still came short. Really good showing against Illinois, still fell short. I think Wisconsin's going to be able to beat up these little teams, but I don't think they're going to be able to take on an elite level team in the later round. So I think Wisconsin in this game will win, but I don't see it happening later on.
Yeah. Now we got Indiana versus Rutgers. Both teams have been very underwhelming. It's kind of sad. Indiana has not won a game in a little bit. They haven't won since the Minnesota game like 3 weeks ago. After they beat Iowa, they were looking really good. I thought they were going to continue on that, but then they just started choking. Same with Rutgers. At the beginning of the season, they played really good, and then they started slowing down. They lost to Nebraska by 21 recently, but they did pull out a Minnesota win. We still think they have the talent to beat Trey Jackson Davis is it Ron Baker Jr.? I think they're going to win this game still.
Yeah, so now we got a game of Iowa-Wisconsin. Kind of going off what we said before, Wisconsin can't really finish those great games. They just proved that they couldn't beat Iowa. I love Iowa. I think after that game against Ohio State, they've been playing their best basketball. They won that game against Ohio State by nearly 20 points. Garza is phenomenal, and I think most importantly, the guards around Garza are starting to step up and knock down their shots. Bohannon's been playing incredible. Frederick's been playing incredible. I think those guys, come March, if they're able, well, it is March, but come the tournaments, I think if they're able to knock down their shots and really open up the floor for Garza to just do what he does best, I think they're going to be incredible.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next we got Illinois versus Rutgers. My fault. It's not Ron Baker Jr. It is Geo Baker and Ron Harper Jr. But Illinois with Io Kofi and their deep team, I don't see them losing this game. Rutgers has not been playing good recently, not even close. And Illinois has been playing incredible recently, beating Ohio State, beating Michigan without their best player, beating Wisconsin without their best player, beating Nebraska without their best player. But that's just still, they look really good. They look really scary, and Illinois is going to win this game.
Yeah, so now to meet them in the Final Four, to go to the finals, we've got a Purdue matchup against Michigan State and then Iowa, Illinois. Purdue, Michigan State. I think this is going to be an incredible game. No matter who comes out of every single game in this bracket is going to be really just a close one. Michigan State, a ridiculous statistic. They've won 3 games against top 5 AP poll ranked teams. The next best teams have only won 1. The next 19 best have only won 1 against top 5 teams. Unbelievable at beating those elite level teams. But we've seen this matchup before, and I just don't think they have that size to match up against Purdue. We saw that Purdue was able to beat them, was able to complete the regular season sweep, and Purdue really hasn't gone down from there. I think Purdue's on a 5-game win streak. Really impressive showing against Wisconsin, Indiana, and then that game against Michigan State, which they won about a month ago. Not even a month ago, a couple weeks. I think Purdue's going to make a really big run in this tournament and win this game.
Yeah. All right, next we got Iowa versus Illinois. It's going to be a great game. Iowa has Luka Garza, has McCaffrey, has what's his name? Can't think.
Bohannon, Garza.
Bohannon, and Wiskamp. That's his name. They've been playing really well recently. The Illinois has been playing better. They have that size. They have that good defense against Garza. I think the last time they played, they only allowed him to 22. I mean, that's a lot, but he's averaging 25 or something. So it's very solid. When they played the first time, Illinois was ranked 19. Iowa was ranked 7. So Iowa's already heated up, but Illinois was on a losing streak before that and really needed a win there. So they show that they can win games. they have that closer in Io, and I think with that defense and the closer and a little bit of a stop against Garza, they're going to win this game.
Yeah, so now we get to the finals, Purdue versus Illinois. Purdue, the entire tournament, they've been just pounding through teams with their size, kind of a bigger team, kind of physical. Illinois is a scrappy team that can stop them, I think. I think guys like Kofi and Frazier and Io, they're guys who are going to get the boards. They're an incredible rebounding team, and I don't think that size advantage is going to really help Purdue. So I think this is going to be a great matchup, and I personally would say Illinois.
I agree. Illinois has looked so good recently. They beat Purdue the first time they played. They have that defense against Ide with Kofi. They have that defense with all the surrounding players. They have a great offense as well. Their three-point shooting has been on recently, which is very good. I think they're going to win this game. And also shout out to Andre Curbelo. He's been showing up when Io wasn't there. He's been playing amazing. He's the most fun to watch player, and he's going to be the most fun to watch player in March, so watch out for him.
So, yeah, there you go. Thank you guys so much. Our pick for the Big Ten tournament was Illinois, and thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed this content, please consider dropping a subscription. Have a good one.